Hello. In this video, I'll cover how to create a spinner GIF inside of a free and open source Photoshop alternative, Gimp. For the sake of the tutorial, I'll set a canvas size of 800 by 800 and click OK. I'll add an alpha channel to the background which will enable that layer to have transparency. Then, I'll delete its default color so that it has transparency only. I'll pick the rectangle tool and change the foreground color to white. Change the selection to be 100 by 200 and fill it with the foreground color. Once that is done, crop layer to content. Next step is centering horizontally and aligning the top edge of the rectangle with the top edge of the canvas. Next, copy the entire layer by pressing Ctrl+A, then Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V and align it as shown. Merge the layers. We now have the two rectangles which we can now begin rotating after choosing the Uniform Transform tool. Select the entire layer, then, while holding Shift, drag the selection by 45-degree angles. Time to merge visible layers. For the dark part of the spinner, I'll duplicate the existing layer and put a gradient on it, but beforehand, I'll group those two layers. Currently, the new layer's visible parts are being added to selection, and I'm creating a layer mask from exactly that. White parts of the mask allow the layer to be displayed, while black parts of the mask hide it. Now, the foreground color is changed and the appropriate gradient is chosen. Then I draw it and change its points accordingly. We now have the base. I'll duplicate the light and gradient spinners to create individual frames from them, and I can temporarily hide the visibility of the layer group. The first technique is choosing a brush, preferably a hard one with the erase mode chosen. Then, from the gradient layer, erase all but the needed rectangle. Then, from the layer that's located below, remove only the white rectangle that's sitting under the gradient one. Once that procedure is done, simply merge the layers. The output of that is a single frame. Now I'll continue creating new frames, but this time, choosing the rectangle tool to erase parts instead of using the paintbrush, because I deem it to be slightly faster. Rotating these layers seems like the faster thing to do, but since this is raster graphics editing, that would lead to inconsistent results every time the spinner is rotated. I'll skip the rest of the procedure because it's time-consuming and the same. Final layer done. We can now delete the initial layer group and use Shift+click on individual layers to toggle only their visibility to on, so that we can check if all is good. Finally, before exporting, select all layers by selecting at least one layer in the right panel and pressing Ctrl+A twice, then crop those layers to image size. In the export options, enable interlace and as animation. Also choose one frame per layer. Here's the final result. This bonus part covers the fact that you can specify the duration of the individual frame by typing its duration in the brackets in milliseconds. Let's export and test it out. Thanks for watching.